Adam's Archive.
It has officially been 30 days since MrBeast came out and said that he had become aware of serious allegations surrounding his co-host, Chris, the transsexual who was grooming children. Now, if you're curious what MrBeast has been up to in those 30 days, let's take a look and see what he has been doing. Now, here is the tweet from MrBeast, which says 29 days ago. Well, the 24th, so coming up on 31 days. He said, over the last few days, I've become aware of serious allegations of Ava Tyson's, not Chris, Ava, that's the name. I think it was Chris before, now it's Ava. Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I'm disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. I would hope so. You're talking about children here. During that time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with MrBeast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take further actions based on their findings. This was seen by 106 million people. Now, I have one question as a result of that. Where's the thorough investigation? Where's the thorough investigation, MrBeast? We should be able to know that you weren't hiding this from the general public while also getting hundreds of millions of views and money from all of these online sources, including the time that our children, the time that adults have been spending watching your videos while you have been at least passively aware of what this man was doing to these children. So, where's the investigation, MrBeast? We want to know. Also, let's take a look at what you've been up to for these 30 days since this post, because you haven't posted a thing on Twitter. You haven't updated us at all in regards to the information surrounding this allegation for the person that you hired and kept around and brought a focus around, right? And so when you think that there's these huge, literally the most publicly known transsexual besides Caitlyn Jenner is MrBeast's co-host, Ava, or Chris, whatever his name is, right? The most well-known, the most in the public eye, the most seen was MrBeast's co-host. And so when you have something that's so in the public sphere, when you have something that's being pushed by the government and by the social being that is the grossness of our societies, you know, who controls our society. We're not going to get into that today. Sorry, guys. But you might know what I'm talking about. When you get into the idea of where these social constructs come from and how they're being publicly pushed funneled with hundreds of billions of dollars to push these ideologies to crumble our society from inside, once you realize that, and then you look at the people who are engaged in this at the most visual level, this is the one. This is the one. This is the one your kids know about. This is the one who hundreds of millions of children watched MrBeast condone this transsexual being pushed in front of them, wearing makeup, putting on women's clothes, and then passing himself off as a woman when really all he was a pedophile, weirdo. That's the reality, right? So when you realize that, and then you look at him not updating us, not making a single statement, not saying a thing about this for 30 full days, well, he had to have been up to something, right? He had to have some serious investigations going on his side. At least I would hope so. So let's take a look at his YouTube channel and see in the last 30 days that MrBeast has been silent about the transsexual that was a part of his team for years. What has he been up to? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. In the last 30 days, here are MrBeast's posts. Well, he had 50 YouTubers fight for $100 million.
I've gathered 50 of the biggest YouTubers on the planet.
And whichever one lasts the longest in this cube wins that $1 million for their subscribers.
Never before seen in YouTube history. 1 billion subscribers worth of YouTubers are competing for $1 million. And the rules are simple. All right, point the camera down.
Close the line. Okay. So if you step on the red line, you lose your subscribers $1 million. So be careful. Last to leave.
Okay, so there's one thing he was doing, which was challenging a bunch of YouTubers for $1 million to stay in a box. That's what was more interesting than him investigating his team. Let's see number 2.
I just built this bunker, and these two people who have never met each other are going to attempt to live down here for the next 100 days.
Take your blindfolds off. Hugo, this is Rain. Rain, this is Hugo.
Nice to meet you.
This is our first time ever meeting. And this is the nuclear bunker they will call home. Everything you would need to live for the next 100 days is in this bunker.
Dang.
You can even grow your own vegetables.
Oh, cool.
And if you come over here, you'll find your bedroom. All 40 feet underground.
Wait, what?
Oh my God.
Above you is a bed,
Nice.
and here's another bed. And most
Okay, there's another thing he's been up to, locking 2 people in a pseudo bunker 40 feet under the ground for another $500,000. So there's $1.5 million this man is giving away. He has to be rich from what? We'll look in a minute. And what else has he been up to? Well, during the time that he should have been investigating this pedophile on his team, he also
I
stranded
don't normally
himself-
do intros like this, but I'm currently descending hundreds of feet into a cave that runs over 5 kilometers deep into the earth. And whether we like it or not, as soon as my friends and I touch the ground, we are officially stranded here for the next 7 days. That might have been the scariest thing I've ever done. First things
All right. So there you have it. That's what he's been up to. Instead of truly investigating, maybe, I don't know, contemplating, soul searching as to why he held this pedophile so close to him for so long and had no idea at all. Or did he? Because many people allege that he was aware of these actions. And now, I'm not somebody who's trying to hate on MrBeast. I think his videos are phenomenal. I think that the work that he's been able to do and build his following is amazing. But I have some questions. What else have you been up to? Well, these things don't seem to be as important as gaining back the loyalty from the parents who let their children watch you, or the parents themselves who watch you. This guy's seen by everybody. He's not just seen by children, right? But a big, vast, large percentage of his audience happens to be children who he enabled this trans person to be around constantly, gave them the platform that gave them the power over these children, made this person a celebrity, all while this pedophile was pretending to be a woman, validated it to his audience, and then acts so surprised when that person actually ends up being a pedophile. That's weird. Very weird. So, where does this man get his money? He gave away $1.5 million. $1.5 million in just 2 weeks there, according to those 2 videos. Interesting. So let's look here. Now, somebody alleges, this was 1 year ago, YouTuber MrBeast is funded by people with deep pockets? Who could those people be? Because he's definitely not making all of his money from YouTube. You don't spend that much money producing a video and then give away that much money. And with 30 million views on YouTube, 40 million, 50 million, 90 million, make it all back every single time. Like, he's definitely losing money on a lot of this. So here we go. So did you know that Osmongold and MrBeast belong to the same talent agency and that they are both directly connected to Disney and Amazon? Today I learned that a company named Night Media literally manages basically every single Zoomer e-celebrity, including Hassan Piker, Nico Lulu, Dream, and these guys. If you ever look at the YouTube trending tab, at least one of Night's talents will be up there. Night Media is a subsidiary of Night Inc. Itself is valued in the hundreds of millions of dollars from venture capitalists and angel investors. Who owns Night? Well, the CEO of Night Media is Reed Dusher, who formerly worked for the NFL and then went to be the Dude Perfect's manager. The president of Night is Ezra Cooperstein, who is previously the president of Fullscreen and Rooster Teeth, as well as Maker Studios, which is now part of Disney Digital Network. Ironically, neither of these guys are the real talent managers, as that position is for their 90 employees, including Andrew Pelosi, a former higher-up at Influential. What is Influential? Influential is an AI social data and conversion technology, as well as a developer partner of IBM Watson and a Facebook marketing partner, utilizing a network of over 1 million social media influencers as a tactic for distribution. Influential runs both native and paid campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and YouTube for Fortune 500 brands. Influential is owned by Jeremy Steinberg. Knight Inc. is directly financed by the Sherman Group, aka TCG, one of its executive members being Alexandra Moore, a former executive from Amazon who focused on mergers and acquisitions. However, TCG itself is financed by Providence Equity, an ECG compliance private equity investment firm valued at over $300 billion. All this information is freely available. I literally just ran names off of LinkedIn and read business articles. So, one of them, Felipe Neto, is now the most powerful man in Brazil. He profited off of every single political trend over the bizarre last decade. He's the architect of YouTube content system. His business has gone so deep into Portugal that some kids are speaking Brazilian Portuguese. Somebody else said dead internet. Right? Have you ever heard of the dead internet theory? Basically that everybody and anybody that you interact with on the internet is fake, and that the internet essentially turned into a strip mall from the world itself, where you only have several small choices as to where to go at any given time, essentially. Very interesting theory. Let's see. What else do we got in here? So the people who fund this are essentially worth over $300 billion or $30 billion. It's not this like boots from the ground, bootstrapping YouTube channel. This guy is backed by huge money. He's not just taking all of his money and funneling it back into there from ad campaigns being ran on his YouTube channel. There is very, very powerful people behind MrBeast. It's not this, from the ground up type of thing. So all of that to say that you should at least be considering the idea that maybe this man isn't as organic as he seems. Maybe you should be considering the idea that some of the themes that he's going to promote in his videos aren't themes that he wants to promote personally. Even some of the people that he puts on his team, a la Ava, may not be there because it's what's in the best interest for your children, for you, for society to have involved. And at the end of the day, this man has done nothing to come out and say, here's what the investigators have found. Nothing. And that's what I guess we'll have to wait and see. Is he hoping? What it looks like to me is that he's playing the PR game where they just tell you, shut up and it'll go away. Well, shut up and it will go away may work for many things. I don't think it exactly works for you promoting a pedophile to hundreds of millions of people as a Trojan horse through the trans movement. And by movement, I mean the trans mind virus that is permeating our culture right now. And isn't it funny that almost every single time you see these people in the public eye, they eventually are on Fox News for being arrested for something? Interesting.
Adams Archive.